we are here to just give you the brief of what is the course we are offering and how participants can be getting the benefit out of this course, and what this course will be in what are the different facets of this particular course, right? And feel free to ask questions in between, and many of you might not be from the core UI UX domain, and it might be a new topic for you can raise hand and ask question, or you can write that in the chat box as well, so we will be answering that. So to talk about the brief idea about what is the course, so we have envisioned the course to um, in the domain of UI UX, but we also included the three component. Go to the next slide. Yes, component which are UX, then UI, and visual communication. So these three. Go to the next slide. Yes. So you can see on the top we have mentioned that. So these are the major three component of this particular course. In a corporate setup, many of the times the post which UI UX designers um, hold will be taking care of all these three aspects. So if we break down these three things, which is UX is the first part, which is the research part, and we understand who's the user and what are their need and desire, and based on their need and requirement, how things has to be, how the web design or the mobile application, whatever you are designing, has to be done, and so that they can it will be more user friendly for them. So that is the research part. Then we come to the user interface part, which is the main structure or the skeleton of the web application or mobile application or website. So that is the interaction design part, where the navigation and the sequential adjust arrangement of pages, pop-ups, so all these things are created. So that also has a particular process to it. And the final part, which is the visual design part, generally UI designers can also do that, but in a big multinational company there can be three different segregated posts for all these domains. So visual communication designers, what they will do is they will add the color, they will look at what is the design trend, and whether that there's a particular platform, it is designed in iOS platform or another platform, or whether you have to use the skeuomorphic style of Apple, or you have to use the material design style of or any other design style. So based on that styling, how the front end has to be developed. So that is the visual communication design part. But many of the cases, this is all research and developing the UI and the color, everything sometimes can be done by one particular person, depending on the number of designers in the particular company. So in this course, we'll be touching upon all these three aspects, where our core focus is UI and UX, but also we will look at the visual communication design part, right? So this course is a introduction to that. Yes, and recently we see that UI UX is becoming very important in the market trend, and it is a relatively a new subject if you compare that with mechanical engineering, architecture, civil engineering. They're much older subjects, and they have much more structured syllabi, and it has been taught in different NITs, IITs, and many other institutes in our country from ages. But UI UX relatively is a new subject, and we are and right now in IIT we have opened this department recently. It is our third batch, and many other institutes is opening. That shows the market trend, and that shows the demand of this particular course in the in today's market. So what UI UX designers do is they create an intuitive, which is the functional part, and also the aesthetically pleasing digital interface, and that can be in a mobile platform, that can be in PC, or that can be, right now we are also having the new paradigm, which is the wearable computer. It can also be in wearable computer, or it can be in any digital interface. It can be a car dashboard, or it can be anything which has a human computer interface, right? So that is UI UX. And now why this course is we are offering this course is, there is a demand in UI UX. So if you look at the number of colleges we are is offering this, and how many IITs we are offering. So very few IITs are offering this course. And in this total certification program, we have very few IIT has this certification course. So this course will definitely add value. And this is not a workshop, this is a certification course, and of 6 month long certification course that will be equivalent to a degree, which is from IIT Roorkee. So now if we look at the different segments which is there in UX design and UI design. So UX design, we have different elements, which is different elements of the task which we do is strategizing products, product design, and its external and internal stakeholders, then defining websites on app architecture, then mapping the user journey or the user journey map creation, then crafting different persona to understand who's your user, who's your different uh, segment of the user, and then designing the wireframe or the structure of the website, then designing the different stakeholders for UI designers, right? And then in UI design part, we have also similar few other elements which we will be discussing. So here the creating mockup, and then testing of final wireframe, and refining the final wireframe will be there. And also in this two domain, there are a lot of things which will be overlapping, right? For example, UX research, and then conducting a competitor analysis, and all these things will be overlapping and part of UX and UI part, UI component. And then also along with that, we will be talking about the visual communication, which is the adding the fine tuning the different buttons or the components of the website. Yeah, we can take the question also. Yes.
Yeah, I think Golu Kirat. Yeah, Golu, you can unmute and you can ask your question to Professor.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, you are. Yes, yes.
Yeah. Hi, Professor Saptarshi. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
So my basic question was like, how exactly this particular program will be, helping with the professionals, professionals. They are coming from the different background to, and they are looking forward to have the, their proper career transition in UI UX if they do not have any, background of a similar of design.
Right, right. Yeah, we are coming to that. I think we are in the right slide to discuss that. Is the screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So yes, so that is one of the our major aspect which of this course, because this course is not for someone who already has a UI UX degree. So of course they can get the benefit of it, but that course, if somebody has a 2 years UI UX degree course, that person might be more has a much in-depth knowledge of UI UX course. So we are offering a 6 months certification course, right? So here, if we look at this chart, so a lot of UI UX engineers or UX designers, they interact with a lot of other domains, and there is a lot of similarities with those domains. So people who are in management domain wants to switch into UI UX, or a lot of students or participants from fine arts domain, they want to switch into UI UX domain. A lot of engineers or programmers, they want to also switch to UI UX domain. So that will be beneficial. This course will be beneficial for them. So here, if we look at, so the graphic designers, UI developers, who are the computer science engineers, and then there can be application developers, or graphic designers can be also painters, or fine arts people with fine arts degree, and even people with management degree. They can the course has some connection with them. So for example, the UX part is a research part, and the first deliverable or the first target audience which we start creating as persona and build scenario, it in a multinational company, it comes from the management people. So they tell that this is our product uh, positioning, and this is how our users segmentation will be, and we have to target this target audience. So from there the research starts. So a lot of elements which are overlapping with the management side in that particular segment, which is the UX part. In the next part, which is the UI part, understanding of background knowledge of programming is sometimes very beneficial. So there the developers, developers or the computer science engineers can have a ace in that, and they can quickly understand, and they will be able to understand this UI facet. And for graphic designers and fine artists, I think the visual communication design part will be very they will always have a better understanding in that. And together, so all these components are there in this particular course. So these components will be touched upon, and few tools, for example, one of the key tools, which is Figma, to create the interface, that will be taught in this particular course. And then along with that, the testing tool, which is an eye tracker. So it's a wearable device to track the usability, that will also be introduced in the particular course. So mainly this course has three different parts. One is the UX research part, which is closely related with the management and understanding users, and also the psychology, human psychology and cognitive science part will be there. And the interaction interface design, where is the development part, will not be taught, but definitely they will have an understanding of this particular part better. So UI, this web skeleton will be the major part in that, and then visual communication will be the aesthetic part of it. So they will get benefit and from these. And but throughout this course, it will start from the basics, but we have the advanced level UX methodology, design thinking methodologies, even testing, which we have a very advanced tool, which is eye tracking. We do use that will also be used. And throughout this, we have multiple projects, three main projects, which is pertinent to: one is UX, one is UI, and one is visual communication. One is the key project which will bind all these three elements there, which is the fourth major project. And another project which we will do, if you come in campus immersion in IIT Roorkee, we will have a research oriented project which will also be there in this particular course. So we'll also have a complete portfolio out of.
Yeah, so I just need to confirm one thing, like what are the career prospect in UI and UX field?
Yeah, in UI UX right now, it's definitely a booming field. And if you look at all major company, they have their UI UX segment. So starting from Tata to Microsoft, all these companies, they have their UI UX designers, right? And also in recently, we are seeing that in from the campus, earlier they students used to diversify from the main stream to computer science. Now a lot of students are also going to UI UX domain. So yes, and this field is definitely booming, and a lot of job opportunities are there in UI UX. And within UI UX, as we were discussing, that there are three different focus positions that can be. One is a UX researcher, and then UI designers who will be designing the skeleton of the website, and the visual communication designers or the visual designers who will be designing the front end buttons or the elements of the web application. So yeah, definitely this is really has a lot of prospect. And that's why if you look at the trend, a lot of IITs are opening the this department in many of the part of the country.
And what kind of career growth, if I'm talk about as a executive, till what level people will going to get the career growth in this UI and UX field?
They will have a parallel growth to computer science, so UX developers. So it depends on the company to company. And if it is a small company, they have one design team that will be different. Or if it is a big multinational company, they will have a parallel growth in this other domain of UX, other domain of the developers. So they will have something similar to that. So the UX lead researchers, Microsoft has a lead researcher, UX researcher team, lead designers role. So those will be there. And the job market, job salaries, if I look at, which is pretty equivalent to the computer science or the developers. May not be all the time exactly same, might be slightly lesser, but many of the times it is almost at par the computer science engineers.
So what is the minimum and maximum package learner will going to get it after complete the program of UI and UX? As a layman, if I'm
That
talking
will be difficult to say. I can just give a data which I am right now the placement coordinator of our Department of Design and of IIT Roorkee. So two of our students got into Microsoft. One is my TA herself, Vaishnavi. She's TA of this particular course. She joined. She got an offer in Microsoft from campus. She did 2 years degree from MDes from here, and she got 51 lakhs salary, almost like that. So after this course, it will be we won't be you won't get that campus placement, of course, but you have to find your job by yourself, and so that is one of the benchmark you can say. So that is a good benchmark. And other corporate companies which they take UI UX, like we have Zomato, we have Make My Trip, Flipkart. So I think it goes around 20 lakhs, right, per annum, so something like that. But also and TCS, I think TCS pays will be paying, I'm not quoting the exact because it will not be same. I cannot quote the exact number, and it will be something around 15 to 18 lakhs which TCS does pay here.
Hello, sir. So I have a question. So,
Yeah.
does doing a master's course in this UI UX is better or doing a certification? Like both of them hold the same credibility, or the master is more better?
It depends, because masters you will be doing full time, and that is a 2 years course, and this you can parallelly have your job, and this we are offering on weekends, right? And so if you already are in a position in a job market, and then you have this particular course, and you can diversify your and switch your career path. And if you look at many of the UI UX posts, which in a high level post right now in many multinational companies right now, people who are holding this post are not exactly UI UX designers. They are coming from diverse field, because it is definitely again a very new domain. So many of the company does not require a degree course, which is a 2 years course or a bachelor course. If you have a certification course, you can switch into that position, which is the because the availability of this new course, right? And many of the corporate sectors, they have the UX designers who are coming from pure computer science, and then they have switched and started into their they have their project in design, and then switched. So in that way, if you keep your design, keep your job parallelly, and have this course, you can switch seamlessly, and you don't need to break within that particular position. But at the same time, both has their own benefit. If you have a complete degree, it's like a 2 years course. Definitely the amount of project you will do will be more, the amount of course you will learn will be more, and it will have a different segment. So if you are completely pausing your within your career and then completely want to switch, that's a different thing. So it has to be you have to take a call based on what will be beneficial for you, and then after the course again you have to start fresh from the job.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. We are sharing the PPT, and
Hello.
yeah, in this particular chat you can share that.
Hi.
Yes.
Hi, Saptarishi Kole.
Yes.
A very good morning. My name is Anup. So basically, I just wanted to ask you that, as you know, that IIT Roorkee is not providing any placement assistance or opportunity. So, like once we done with the certification course, so how will get the job?
See, many of the times we have a placement sale, but most of our students also apply by themselves. Like I also did apply from myself when I was in Kanpur. So placement sale do bring different companies, but like most of our companies are also engineering-based companies, right? So in our previous batch and this batch also, most of the students, they have applied by themselves through LinkedIn, and then they have got the job. So here if you want, we can personally can give some contact, and but you have to definitely apply by yourself. So yeah, so there is a definitely a community here where people can know different connections of HR. So if you complete the course, I can give some contacts also from my personal view, and then you have to apply. So but placement cell is only for the students who are here, but that really does not help that much which in design, because most of the companies which come are from the core companies.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, even our students are applying from outside by themselves.
And I hope even you know that IIT Roorkee has their own credibility in the market. So like once I are done with the certification course and just post on LinkedIn, so I hope it will also going to help, right?
Yes, and also UI UX is a very booming field, and there, if you look at right now in the LinkedIn, how many jobs there of job openings are there. It is definitely a very booming field. So in that way, definitely it should not be a problem. Right? It is a very lucrative subject, and the benefit of this is you are also parallelly working on your own domain, and gradually the switch will be seamless.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your help.
Hi, Saptashi. Just
We are
wanted
trying
to
to give
understand
this in chat box. Yes.
yeah. So actually, just if you could just throw some light over what sort of networking
Yes.
opportunities we are going to receive, as there is no alumni status into the program. So I mean, what all networking opportunities or benefits we can receive from this program, some sort of industry exposure and faculty. Yeah.
We are bringing two industry experts. One industry expert who have confirmed is from Siemens. So you can see that Siemens is already on board with us, and she's a lead designer in Siemens, and she's working in UX lab in Bangalore. So they will be delivering a lecture. She will be delivering a lecture, and one more person whom we are bringing from industry, and they are also my batchmate, and so I am closely connected with them. So that is one, and that will be definitely very beneficial for the participants. They can look at the industry, they will have an industry exposure, and also what is the pedagogy and what is the research style in this industry, that they can know, and they can interact with two of our industry persons. And another person whom also we are trying to bring and almost confirmed is he's from Barclay Bank, and he will also be here. and in this particular course. And when you come for the campus immersion, also there will be another set of different industry people who will be here. So if that will happen in our campus, if you campus immersion, so those industry people are throughout in this particular course is connected. And also personally we have our connection, so in after completion of the course we can refer to some places. But definitely then the application and the process of a job that has to be conducted by the participants themselves.
Got it. Okay, I understand. So,
Yeah,
but will we be able to interact with them one-on-one as well? The industry.
right. Yes, we'll be taking a class,
Okay.
and we will have different sessions, so we will be able to interact. Yeah, so main key points which we will be touched upon in this particular course is the fundamentals of UI UX. What is the basis of UI UX? Then what is the user-centered design process? And then what are the major tools of this? So in user-centered design process, we will try to understand what is the real need of users, what are the latent need of users, what is the process of research, then creating a user persona which comes from our target audience, and what is the scenario, in which particular scenario they are interacting with the product, and what is their need and desires, and what are the usability testing which we will do also as a part of the UX process. Then different tools and technologies will be also taught in this particular particular course. So we'll have hands-on experiments, and we'll run a couple of projects along with this particular course. And then there will be also an industry experts, two industry experts delivering their lecture and online session. And then sketches using Figma, Adobe XD, and also eye tracking tool for our testing tool will be used in this particular. We will be taught what is the process of using them. Will be taught. Then the prototyping and the interaction design, that part will be also taught, and how you refine your design, and how you prototype, test, and then finally deliver the high fidelity design. That will be another key point. And then also in the process design thinking and other new design methodology. For example, 5 stages of design thinking and 4 stages of double diamond method, and other agile model and other different models of design will be taught, and how using those models, problem solving, and finally delivering the design in UI UX domain will be discussed. Then the new tools like responsive and adaptive design, and also we will touch upon the new paradigm of design in wearable computers, and how AI and new tools can help in design. So those things will also be discussed, and augmented and mixed reality designs. And then throughout this process we will also give some assignments which you have to do, and that will be spanned over the period of time, so it will not be bombarding. But still you have 4 projects which you will have in throughout this particular session. And if you come for campus immersion, there will be another short research project which we will do during the workshop. So you will have 4 to 5 projects in your portfolio, and you can start looking for job after end of at the successful completion of this particular course. Yeah, again to look at whom is this course for, which we have already slightly discussed, how this UI UX domain is overlapping with the multiple different domains. and to target and to look at who will be the beneficiary of this particular course. So aspiring UI UX designers who wants to jumpstart their career into this particular domain will be beneficial, will get benefits from this particular course. Then product management and developers who already have in the management domain or in the developers domain, they want to switch into UI UX domain or visual communication domain, they can get benefit from this particular course. And graphic and web designers who all wants to expand their skill set and learn new tools and techniques and learn a proper methodology of UX, and which is pertinent to this today's pedagogy as well as industry, that they will be they will get benefit from this particular course. And anything beyond that, anybody who's curious about design and want to look at what a design domain is and how, whether that will be suitable for them in future, so that they will also be benefited from this particular course. Yeah, so we will have a blend of theoretical knowledge, and because theory is definitely very important to start the process of UX, and then that will blend with the practical skill set, because we'll be teaching you the tools and the UI design tools, visual communication tools like Adobe XD, and then also the testing tools like eye tracking. So all these things will be taught to you. So, and also the real world projects will be there, and where you can interact with the designers who are working in the reputed industries, and that will equip you to for the to become proficient UI UX designers in future. And yeah, and also you can build your portfolio throughout this particular course. And we will have regular interaction sessions where not only I will deliver the lecture, I will look at the design and critique, comment, and you can refine your design throughout the process. And so that will be like a interactive sessions. In regular interval, we will have interactive sessions where we will discuss each and every one's individual design and have comment on that. We have added the Figma link in the chat box. You can open Figma, and yeah, few of you might not know Figma because this is a design tool, but definitely you in this particular course you will be taught Figma, and that is one of the key tool of UX design. So we'll be working on Figma, and there will be a Figma sessions also. If you open this particular link, you can see the design.
Sir,
You can see the PPT also. By that time, anybody has any question, you can take some question.
there is one question in chat section, sir, by Asif Anwar. How much percentage of students are getting 51 lakhs per annum package after the placement?
Oh, that is definitely the highest. I told what are the other ranges. So, for example, if you like Zomato and then Flipkart and those Make My Trip, they give something like 20-25, and TCS gives 15, around 15. So that is the range you can see. So definitely it will be like a bell curve. So majority will be in 25-30, that it will be the range, and few will have 50 and then few will have 15. So that is generally overall, that is the bell curve we form. So that will be yeah, to give the generic answer, that is the structure. So average here from I can talk about the MDes course right now here. So average is 25.
Got it.
Any
Okay, I think there is
other question?
no more questions. I think anybody, I'm not able to see anyone. You can
Oh.
raise your hand in case if you have any questions, or we'll continue with the session.
Right. We are right now in slide number 9, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So if you look at the need of the course, so this will be bridging the gap, this skill gap. So if you have any particular skills development, that will be helpful in this particular course. Then enhancing the digital experience through UI UX plays an important role in enhancing the digital experience. That is how UX designers add value to the web application and web design. So because if you look at the programmers and developers, they have already have the skill set to create the backend programming and the front end programming of this particular website, web application, or mobile applications, right? But how it has to have a better experience, and how in the funnel, if you do a funnel analysis, how many people are dropping off after a particular action in different mobile application or web application, that we have to retain that. So we have to retain our users in this particular, in the process of complete journey of the task flow, right? So that is what we learn in this UX process. So this is not just creating a visually good looking image or visually good looking front end design. So it is a functional design, and people has to the user has to locate the particular button and know what is the action if they click, what is the call to action of if they click on that particular button, and how smoothly the function of that task flows of the functions of this particular website or web applications is happening. So that is what we will UX designers do. Then of course how as a designers we have to be innovative, and how we can innovate based on brainstorming sessions and ideation sessions, how different innovative ideas can be there, and how we can solve a particular problem from a different aspect, and think out of the box. And those aspects will also be taught in a particular method. So there are particular methods of brainstorming, there are particular methods of mind mapping. So those sessions will be conducted in this particular course also. And then career advancement through different bringing the industry into industry professionals, and teaching the new today's tool will also be part of this particular course. You can go to the next slide. Yeah, if you look at the focus of this particular course is we'll focus first in the foundational principles. We'll start with the principles of design and principles of UI UX design. If you look at so now we are right now in the course complete course structure. So how we have developed the different course different baskets of the course. So we'll first segment is the introduction to UI UX. So that is how we will start the course. So UI UX definitions of UI UX and different terms and definitions within this gamut of design, that will be first segment. Then it will be the interconnections of UI and UX, and how what are the different roles of UI UX designers, and why this is pertinent in today's time, and how what is the emphasis and what is the importance of UI UX in the industry of a digital industry. So that is our first segment. Yeah, next is the user expectations. What is the need and desires of users? We'll discuss that in this particular segment, and also within that we will try to understand what is the ethnographic research, and how to decipher what is the user's need and latent need and their real need, and all these things. And then the business impact and future proofing the design. So what is the impact after you understand the users, what impact in financially the business will have, and then what is the in future the business has should not fall. So, and I mean the design has to survive after you create the design, and then it has to be viable in terms of finance. So that we will discuss there. Let me go to the next slide. Yeah. So the course objective has, if we look at the course overview, it has few learning objective. So if you look at the learning objectives, so the core concepts will be there, and practical skills will also be there in this particular course, and then real world applications will also be there. Because of this there will be project based assignments, will also be part of this particular course. And to whom it will be very, impactful is about UI UX designers, developers looking for enhancing the design skills, and the project management aiming to better their understanding of design process. So they will be fitted from this particular course. Okay, so this is the detailed course structure, which is again discussed here. So you can look at this subject divisions. What is the you can put it slightly down. I'm not able to see it. Scroll, yes. So what is UX and what is the importance of it? 5 elements of UX. So this is we are discussing the UX part within the subject. So we have UX part, UI part, and visual communication part. So that is expanded within this syllabi. So then we will be discussing the methodologies, which is design thinking, 5 stages of design thinking, double diamond method, heart method, and rice method. These are the new methods of design processes. Then the UX research, what type of different researches are there, and different ways of interview. There can be telephonic interviews, there can be web interviews, there can be intercept survey where you go there and do a survey, ethnographic survey, phenomenological survey. So those things will be discussed in different researches. And then 14 deliverables of UX, from starting from persona to final deliverables. What are the 14 deliverables of UX? And within the process of empathy mapping, affinity mapping, persona, customer journey mapping, and all these processes which will lead you to these 14 deliverables of UX, that will also be part of our syllabus. Then within the process of UX, we will also do competitive analysis, which has similar kind of market target audience, like similar products in the market, and how, whether they are viable in the market, what are their lacunas, and how our product can be better. So those we will get from the competitive analysis. Then in the process, we have information architecture, or IA, card sorting, and low fidelity usability testing, and heuristic evaluations. So those testings and methods are part of this process of UX journey, and which we will be also discussing. And then different tools like Figma and also eye tracker and other Adobe UXD will be taught. And then how to ensure a smooth design right in UX design. And also there will be an UX portfolio, because in UX segment also we will have a small project. Yeah, you can go to the next slide.
There is a 3 questions in chat, sir. Like, would you like to take it, sir?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
one question from Srijani Das Sharma. Can a IT support person opt for the UX UI design course?
Yes, absolutely. Because we see in our master's degree, a lot of people come from computer science. So IT, and if you have a understanding of the programming part, your in UI understanding will be much better. And you can have so in many corporate company, we see that UX parts are already done by a lot of IT or the programmers. They create the UX, the front end design of the UX. But UX has some theories, and UX has some ways to make engage the customer, and has a better experience design. So those theories will be taught. So for IT, it will be very, very beneficial. And you can create and program that particular website by yourself.
So, great, sir. Thank you. There's one more question from Imran Mullah. Hi, good morning.
Yes.
AI is already having a significant impact on UX design careers, and how this program can be helped to fill the gap considering industry standards, especially for freshers.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, AI is definitely, we will definitely discuss that. Many AI right now became a important tool for multiple, not only UX, in many other domain. It became it will definitely become part of the process in near future in many multiple different facets. So UI definitely, UI and UI UX. So we will have AI can be a very, very important tool. AI can help in many different ways. So we can think the functioning of a particular website in a completely different way, right? So it can have artificial intelligence can solve a lot of elements. So the way, the journey, the process we are envisioning right now, that we have to click this button, then this function will happen, then that function will happen. AI can completely switch the model, right? So that will definitely have a part of AI, and how if we incorporate AI and ML, and how things can completely change. But that also depends on the back end support, right? So whether the um, developers are incorporating AI or not, that has to be a complete discussion between the UI designers and what can be developed, right? So that it's not in silo that we design something where AI, we are thinking that AI has to be there, but it has to be also programmed. It has to also has to be manifested. So based on that, if that is there, then AI can completely solve and change the process of design and process of the task on the design. So using AI, the things can be designed in a different way. The steps of UI can be designed in a different way, and without AI, things can be different way. But definitely, AI support has to be there, and so that the viability of AI is there or not, that we have to check. And definitely, it can solve a lot of things.
Great,
Yeah.
Sukriti. There's
Does
one
that
more
answer
question.
your question? Yeah.
Yeah, I hope. There's one more question from Anmol Arora. Can you please elaborate the
Hmm.
industry relevant projects that we will learn in this program with a basic example?
Okay. We have tentatively thought what it will be the cluster of the project, and also because you will be from a different background, so exactly in which exactly which project we'll be working on, that we have kept it flexible. And few participants, if they want to work on a particular project within that particular gamut, can also take up that project, right? So I will explain what is the how we have structured the different projects. So there are 4 projects which you have to do mandatorily in this particular course, and if you come for campus immersion, you have to do another project which will be done in online offline mode when you are here, right? So these 4 projects are, one is the keystone project, which is the capstone project, which is the biggest project, where there will be UX part, UI part, as well as the visual communication design part, right? So that will be a complete project where you will start having a research. You will start with from a research. There can be a pertinent segment. It can be in fintech domain. It can be in some educational domain. So we'll have a particular project. We'll go with the research persona, understanding who's the user, and then creating the structure of the basis of this particular web application, and then completely designing the front end of this uh, particular web application or the mobile application. And we'll go for a mobile and web version both, so that you can understand what the same design happening in mobile. If you are opening in mobile, will have a particular structure or the usability, and what is the usability in terms of computer, if that opens in computer, right? So that will be our biggest project. And the other 3 projects will be focusing on all 3 major aspects of the course. One is the UX. So first project will be research based, where you will have a UX research, where you are either working on a medical segment or a craft segment, and understanding what is the problem and issues, and developing what is the solution. And we will not detail out the solution, but it will be most of the research part, and the detailing out what is the ethnographic survey data, and research data, and who's the users, and what is their need and desire. Those parts will be there. So that will also go in your portfolio as a UX researcher. So if you're applying for a UX researcher, that project will be very, very important for you. Then the next one will be focusing on the UI part, where you will create the UI structure of an existing website, and redesigning, understanding what is the problem in that particular website, and reiterating, understanding what are the issues, and then redeveloping that particular website and web application. So that will be the UI part. And in visual communication part, we will be analyzing different design trends in iOS platform, in other platforms, and look at what are the design trends. And they have a design system, so we'll try to understand what is the design system, how much should be the pixel gap between different buttons, what is the layout style, and understanding what is their design vocabulary. And based on that, we will try to develop different design systems and define different buttons, drop down menus, and those design systems will be developed, and that will be the key project on the visual communication design. Now, if we come for campus immersion, you will be able to access the eye tracker, which is a tool, which is a wearable tool, which talks about the gaze behavior, where exactly people are focusing on, or what is their fixation data, why they are focusing on that particular button, and when they have clicked that. So that gives the heat map and everything. Definitely, we in the course we will be talking about eye tracker. Will show you the equipment and how the data are analyzed. But if you come to our institute in campus immersion, you can access that, and that will be a research based design, so where you will use the eye tracker and check the usability of particular design. So that will be your 5th project if you come here. Yeah.
Great. There is
Yeah, I think some other questions.
Yeah.
Hmm.
As Apurva is asking, as a basic learner in UI, can you please tell about how UX projects works with UI?
Okay, so UX, the full form, is the abbreviation of user experience, and UI is the user interface design, right? So UX definitely comes first. UX is the research part, so where you understand what is the need of users and how the product has to work within that particular domain. Right? And in UI, we create the design or the structure of a particular design. If I give a very different example, for example, I'm giving an example from product and automobile design. So for example, if you look at how all of you know about Tata Nano, right? So when it is developed, and the target audience or the problem was not really developed from four-wheeler users. So the way it was promoted and projected, and the way it is the product is created, is it is targeted to two-wheeler users. So even if you look at the advertisement of Tata Nano, you can see that two-wheeler, so some small families riding on two-wheelers, there was rain and other things, and also the safety issue. So two-wheeler users were targeted. And then the design was a four-wheeler within the budget of two-wheeler, right? So if we look at the first segment, which is what is the need and who is the target audience, that part is the UX designer's job, to understand what is the problem, who's your target audience, and what should be the budget. Now, what is the solution? That part is the UI part, UI designer's part. So UX designers will give you the research, backdrop, target audience, and what should be the product. Almost what is the in terms of product design and automobile design, it can be like benchmarking, pricing, and all these things. And what is the need and desire, what has to be there in the product features, what should not be, or what may not be there, what is a must need. So those things will be the UX part. Now, how the solution will come, how to envision the solution, and how to give that particular problem in a best possible solution, that is the UI part. The structure of the website, how the functioning of the website on the web application will happen. So that the creation of the product is the web part. So if I give that example, that analogy, so the person who have created a four-wheeler, thought that four-wheeler will be the best solution, cheaper four-wheeler will be the best solution. That is the UI part. Now, how the look and feel and everything will be there, and how it will be the design appeal, and how different elements will be joined within the particular product or the product packaging. That is the visual communication design part, right? I hope that answers your question.
Yes, sir. I think we are
Okay.
Yeah.
I think there is another question. Can you tell about designing an app without coding, or coding is must here? No, we will not talk about coding because this is a UI UX course, and visual communication design is another element into this. So if you look at the main job of UI UX designers, they are not expected to code, but you need to have a basic understanding what is possible by coding and what is not. But as a later in if you look at if you want to also learn code, that definitely helps you in some way, right? So then you can also have the coding part of it. But mostly in all UI UX job, wherever from IIT, whoever is joining in UI UX position, we do not have coding in our course, and coding is not necessary as a UI UX job. They don't expect programming and coding, and it will also not be part of it. I also do not know coding, and people who will be coming from industry, they also are not from a coder, right? And that's not required in the UI UX job, but definitely sometimes helps, right?
Yeah, I think there is no more question. They're also running out of
Okay.
time. If any more questions, you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
drop us a mail and we'll get back to you with the answers.
Hmm.
Yes, sir. You can continue.
Okay. Yeah, I think we are in the last few slides. So in visual communication design part, what are the visual design elements and principles of design we will be discussing pertinent to web applications. So visual and principles of design, maybe many architects, if you are here, a few architects might be here. I myself am an architect. My basic degree is in architecture. So we'll not discuss that in build form or something else. So we'll discuss particular examples of in visual design in web application, how visual design elements, there are 5 elements and 5 principles, and those elements and principles are used. Then color theory, typography, different typefaces, how to select the typefaces for a particular design. There are different type of fonts and everything's are there. So which will be pertinent and which will be best applicable in this system will be there. And then gamification. So now we look at a lot of UI transitions. If you click, something happens. So those things, and which where to add that. So those things will also be there. And definitely grid system. If you look at every page, every web page has a particular grid, how to follow the grid, how to create and make the grid, and also sometimes you have to break the grid. So those things will be discussed in this particular thing. To the last slide. Yeah, so and these are the UI part. So the third or the part is the UI. So atomic design methodology. So we first the atoms, the smaller atoms, or the smaller design elements. Then it becomes the molecule, and then it becomes the page. So that is a method of designing UI. Then Figma is a tool will be taught. Types of different interfaces and responsive designs, how to create that. We'll not talk about the coding part, but how responsive design works. So those things will be there. UI animations, UI transitions using Figma prototyping, that will be taught. Interactions in your designs, then smaller things you might miss in UI UX. And then UX writing, that is a key part. UX writing, I will explain that when in a particular tab word is written, so that word has to be very, very effective, right? So when people will click based on just maybe one word or something, so that UX writing is very, very important. So that word has to be very important, and people should know what is the call to action if you click on that particular button. Those will how UX writing can be defined, and what you have to think, and you have to think from the perspective of the user. So those things has to be part of this UX writing. Then usability testing will also be there, where different testing methods, traditional methods, as well as testing with new tools like eye tracker will also be used. And definitely how to create a unique portfolio, and using all these projects which you already have, and also the projects which you are doing during this particular stage. Yeah, so that's it. And the last slide, we have the projects which I have already discussed. How many projects? So 3 projects and 1 capstone project, which is the major project, and 1 campus immersion project will be there. Okay, thank you. Any other questions?
think I'm not able to see any questions. I think feel free to raise your hand in case if anybody has any questions. Or else we will conclude the session. And I think I'm not able to see any hands rising up. I think it's time to end the session. So firstly,
Yeah.
it was a wonderful session, and I think you have explained in depth regarding what is all about this course and how people will be get benefited, and you also covered related to career part and also what are the average pay package people can expect after the completion of the course. And once again, I would like to thank Professor for taking out your time on Saturday morning and delivering this wonderful lecture for our audience. And also, I would like to thank all the attendees who has taken out your time and attended this session. I hope whatever the queries, doubts you had related to the course, I think it has been covered by our professor. In case if anybody has more doubts, feel free to drop an email to us so that we can get back to you with your answers. And stay tuned for the next weekend session. So we will get back to with the different new topics. So till that, have a great weekend. Stay safe. And once again, thank you all of you for joining this wonderful session. I hope it was an insightful session for all of you.